would like
Hello.
to have
Yeah.
introductory words from you, ma'am.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Dr. Sonali, for your kind introduction. Good afternoon to all of you gathered here, and thank you all for being here. It's my privilege to share this space with two distinguished colleagues, Shri Arali Shamsari. At the outset, let me congratulate Dr. Rubee Singh and Dr. Sonali Mishra for bringing out this extremely timely and important book on government schemes for protection of children in India. At this moment, my mind goes back 30 years to 1989. At that time, I had just joined as the assistant commissioner in Savanur subdivision in the old Akhanda Dharwad district of Karnataka. At that time, it was the largest subdivision in Karnataka. I was young and it was my first posting. My husband and I were also beginning our life together as a newly married couple. One night, around midnight, we were woken up by a loud banging on the door. We were surprised as our government quarters was located at the fringes of Savanur town, surrounded by government offices, a large playground, and a government school. So we had no neighbors as such. When I opened the door, I found a group of about 25 boys on my doorstep. Some of them were nervous. They were hanging angry and indignant. And I asked them what was the matter. Why have you all come here this time? Are you in any kind of trouble? Do you need any help? After they had gotten the first shock of being caught inside, they had not been used to, they suddenly started speaking. The words came tumbling. The issue, they were students. They were hungry. Of the local social welfare hospital. The warden of the hostel was not feeding them properly. That day they had not eaten anything except ganji, rice gruel that morning, and it was past midnight already. They had the courage to approach me, but there were over, including young ones. We saw you when you were inspecting the new building, they said, referring to my visit previous evening to the new office building which was under construction. So we thought we would come to you and ask. So what to do? I didn't know immediately, true, but my first priority was that they should be fed. Now I did not have cooked food in my home. It was late in the night, but because we were newlyweds, we had a lot of sweets and snacks lying around. My husband immediately distributed these to the children, seating them in our home, and we gave them the sweets and snacks, those who had gathered there. In the meanwhile, I called my Shirastadar and my Tahsildar, who were my deputies. They located the nearest hotel, up the cook. A number of local officials and even a few curious onlookers had all gathered around my home, and they also followed us to the hostel. This was unheard of in Savanur, that the new assistant commissioner was feeding the hostel kids. The social welfare hostel had never seen, and likely never did see later, as many visitors as it did on that dawn that morning. Anyway, it put me firmly on the map of Savanur, started the course which has brought me to Youth Empowerment Department today, and as many visitors. Anyway, it started the course which has brought me and opened my eyes to the reality. This brings me to the point of my story. We have fine minds in our country. We have excellent laws in line with the highest norms of public morality. The compilation of Dr. Singh and Dr. Mishra is a testimony to this. We set up institutions in the best tradition of compassion and ethics, which is centuries old. Our heroes are not so much warriors or soldiers or conquerors. We instead revere great souls and saints, Adi Shankara. Our heroes are not Kabir. The warden and the cook in that faraway hostel in Savanur were not evil people. We have a long tradition of social service through our mutts, through our NGOs, civil society. Test. What goes wrong? Let me share some of my own insights, born of a career of the warden and the cook in that faraway hostel in Savanur and questioning and worry. First, we neglect the front line and the backroom work. While the finest intellects are exercised in the framing institutions, the actual substance, the work on the field or at the cutting edge is left to the lowest level. Be it the Asha, the Panchayat Development Officer, or the protection officers are the front for the Women and Child Department. Yet, what is the kind of training that they get? Woefully, we not just that, we expect that they would understand and implement every nuance of the law as it was framed in the very spirit, and they would do so without the benefit of any training, explanation, or clarification. Now, there is a theory in economics. It is called the principal agent problem. The agents or the implementers act contrary to the objective of principal or the owner or the leader. In our own unique Indian demonstration of the principal agent divide, we find that each agent interprets or rule as per her own worldview, which may be in dissonance with the original aims and result in unforeseen consequences. Second, we have a reactive rather than a proactive response in social issues. Even where laws and guidelines exist, we fail to do regular monitoring and instead wait for the matter to erupt before taking action. These can be simple negligence, vested interest, or corruption. But most of the time, officials hesitate to anticipate the negative consequences or outcomes because they feel they will be inviting unnecessary trouble. They would draw attention or media and spotlight the problem. And for this reason, superiors also fail to appreciate preventive and so it often becomes a nuisance akin to applying bad cancer. Recall one so-called rescue operation of children employed in the manufacturing unit near Bangalore. Children used to be more. The object of the raids was correct, illegal exploitation. But in doing so, the official children, not only from their employers, but from their rescue damaged the children's psyche, hopefully only for them, than the employment itself. Our implementation strategy is structured and vociferous. We are fond of quoting lack of government for lack of quality. But the solution, institutional fragmentation, is not to create more institutions. If you take the nutrition program of children, it involves the women and child department, the education department, health department, rural development and panchayati raj department, and a host of non-government organizations and civil society agencies. All of them together to make the program.